Hey everybody, and welcome to Cinema Kaboodle. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and I'm reviewing Stick It. Alright. Whew. Stick It. So let me first go off by saying I wasn't sure if I was even gonna like this movie at all. How I felt, what I thought, I had no idea. I know it was from the writer of Bring It On. She also directs the movie, and so I was like, all right, I liked Bring It On, the first one. Didn't watch any of the sequels. Don't care about any of the sequels. Kind of those just look like trash to me, honestly. But I really liked the first Bring It On. Thought it was really well done. So I wanted to check this out. Thought this might be kind of fun. And it was enjoyable. It was very enjoyable, actually. I really liked it. Let me go into like kind of what it's about. Basically, if you haven't seen it, it's a gymnastics movie. And basically there's this rebellious girl who kind of does a breaking and entering into this like house or whatever, and I don't know if it was like an abandoned house or what was going on, but they were kind of messing around with it and everything while they're like biking and stuff, and then they end up like triggering an alarm, and they start running away, and she gets arrested. She's the only one that gets caught, and she doesn't bust her friends because, she's one of those people who's very loyal to her friends. And so and plus they're pretty cool people. One of them is Kellen Lutz, who I don't really know too much about him, but I know he's kind of a bigger name now than he was probably back then. And I'm not sure if he played a gay guy or not. They make a kind of a thing where the guy says, oh yeah, and he's gay. And he doesn't say anything, but like I don't know if he was or not. Like there's just some weirdness to it. But I digress. Let me get to the story some more. So basically, she is at this court hearing about it, and I guess the father paid the court, like paid some money to a gymnastics coach to get her into this gymnastics academy, and that the court agrees to let her go to that instead of like juvenile detention or house arrest or any of these different things that could have happened, that should have probably happened. But no, they tell her she has to go to this gymnastics academy, and she does not want to go because she had a very bad experience. She had walked out on the championship, and you find out why later on, but don't want to spoil that. But anyway, she ends up going to this gymnastics academy, and ends up rebelling against them. She doesn't want to be there. She's showing everybody she doesn't want to be there. None of the people really wanted her to be there because they heard bad rumors about her and everything like that. So they're like, we don't want you here. And there's this one girl who's kind of like the leader. She's even called a bitch at one point, and it's kind of funny because she really was a bitch. But yeah, so anyway, she ends up going there. And you know what? I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to like it, because I literally thought I was going to hate it. Stick It is one of those movies that you don't need to know anything about gymnastics to watch it. I love those kind of movies. I hate the kind of stuff where you, like, I don't care about like Moneyball that much. A lot of people love that movie, but I don't care about it as much because I don't understand a lot of that stuff that's going on, and they try to explain it, and a lot of that just goes right over my head. So anyway, you don't really need to know anything about gymnastics to understand. In fact, they kind of explain things to you enough where you're like, oh, okay, I get that. I understand what, and this movie becomes the title itself is a double entendre, because stick it means like sticking it when you land and everything for your gymnastics moves, but but it also means, you know, sticking it to the people, you know, and it's very rebellious and everything. And I'm hoping nobody's ever duplicated what happens at the end of the movie, which I'm not going to spoil for you whatsoever, but I will say it is an ending that I did not see coming at all. Generally in these kind of movies, the lead girl becomes like the, you know, she trains, she becomes this badass, and then she wins in the end. You know, it felt like this underdog story, and it is kind of an underdog story. Honestly, it is. It is an underdog story, but it's an underdog story that doesn't have the cliches of underdog stories. The coach is played by Jeff Bridges, who you'll know from The Big Lebowski and tons of other movies. But he is so good in it because, like, I can buy him as a coach of these girls' gymnastics. He's kind of like the loser coach, but he has these group of girls that he's convinced them that he's going to bring them to the Olympics. And he kind of lies, and everybody hates him. And I mean, it's just so good. It is so good. And then at the end, there's this girl who is and I'm not spoiling anything, but she kind of was a part of the main girl Haley's life in a previous time, and she you would think like that would be the time you think things are like rebels, and like this girl is going to be her you know, now she's got to go against this girl and everything like that, and really it's not. You can tell that in this world of this gymnastics, I don't know how it really is because it's competitive, but they learn to stick together through it all. And I was just blown away by the movie. I was really disappointed to see that this has been the last movie that the director has done since. And she's got a couple things like on IMDb that's in the works that she's supposed to be directing, but hasn't happened yet. And I think it won't happen until she gets another like girl power movie under her, you know, wing to direct that she wrote. You know what I mean? It's just wonderful. The direction, some of it looks like music video direction, which isn't a bad thing. It's just, and the music fits perfectly. My favorite stuff is like, there's some Green Day, there's a Green Day song in there, there's a Fall Out Boy song, there's a freaking awesome Blink-182 song. So it's like almost like geared toward females, but also toward males. There's even a line in the movie that just fit the movie perfectly, where I don't know if it was Kellen Lutz's character or the other guy. They're two friends, but one of them says, you know, they see like the girl like fall, you know, or whatever when she does her like tries to land and she falls, and you know, obviously it was a pretty crazy fall and everything like that, and like he was like, why have we not heard it? Why have we not seen this before? Like this is crazy and stuff, something like that. Like it just made me laugh because like that's how I felt when I first watched GymNAStics back in what was it? It was in 2000, was it? 1996. The Olympic team. I had this big crush on Dominique Moceanu, and she. You know, I don't think USA ended up taking the gold necessarily or something. She wasn't the one who did stuff, but she was wonderful. And I was watching it going, like, I got enthralled by it. And mesmerized by her cuteness when I was a kid. She was a couple years older. She's a couple years older than me. But yeah, it's just there's something about GymNAStics that was just kind of fun. And so I agree that this is a really good movie. It's cute, it's fun, it's something I'd watch more than once because it's something that I can't relate to the gymnastics part, but I can relate to everything else, like the people, the human, like they create these characters that you're just like, oh man, this girl is so kind of annoying because she's so rebellious. Like, she should just leave, you know, and everything. But then you start to really like care about her, because at first you don't. There's even a line about how nobody cares. Nobody cares about you. And I was just like, that's the audience. They're talking about the audience. The audience does not care about her whatsoever at that point. And then we grow to love her. And we grow to love every single one of the girls on the team, even the girl that's the bitch. She does something to like, it's one of those movies that actually really shocked me of how good it was, because it did pull on my heartstrings. So I would suggest everybody go and see it at some point. I got this for $1. It's a little scratched up, but I could watch it. Like, it didn't skip or nothing or anything. So really good. I want to check out the special features at some point. Not gonna watch that tonight, but yeah, I had a really good time. And so if you get a chance to watch something, some cool gymnastics stuff, you know, watch Stick It, and bring it on. Do a double feature. That would be a fun double feature someday. Might end up doing that. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the movie, give it a thumbs up. I know there's probably people who didn't like it. You can give it a thumbs down. I don't care. Go ahead on this one, because I loved it. Thought it was great. You know, I think Jessica, how do you say her name? Bendinger? Jessica Bendinger. She's just wonderful. And there's commentary on this DVD, as well as like bloopers, and the bloopers would be fun because there seem to be a lot of like gymnastics, and the gymnastics bloopers are going to be kind of fun. There's also the table, judges table, where it shows the uneven bar routines in slow motion. There's featurettes and like I said, commentary with the director and actors. And then there's also a documentary or a commentary with director and the filmmakers. So there you go. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed it. Just let me know how you feel. All right. See ya. Bye.